Hi, fellow traders. I hope everybody had a great Friday. That you ended your week on a good note and you're ready to sit back, relax, and enjoy the fruits of your labor over the weekend. But don't forget, gotta have that study time. Gotta have that time where you get on the market replay simulator and perfect your trading. Gotta have that. I still do to this day. I still do it every weekend. I have to try and keep my edge. Even though I may not execute perfectly when the trading day starts, I'm going to continue to work on it. I've got other things going on that the average person doesn't have. So my focus a lot of times is all over the place. But that's going to change. I'm moving. I'm not going to split and run a swing trade and a day trade room. We've got the swing trade tab in the main room where you could ask questions or post or whatever. But I'm going to run everything out of the main room. We're usually, our day trading, we're done with our watch list at 9 o'clock. We're set. So instead of me going to another room, I'll talk about the swing trades, right there. And then we'll get the week set up, the day set up. So hopefully that'll keep my focus in one place and my executions won't be all over the place. Because that's really what's been killing me is, not being able to focus on my execution at the crucial time, which is at the open. Now, managing the trades later on in the day, they don't move as fast. They're more of me following a trend. So, execution is not at a premium at that point, getting in the trade. But first thing in the morning, execution is key. So what you guys are looking at here is just a sneak peek of the new website I've got coming out. We're a couple of weeks away. This is just a mock-up so that I can put everything where I want it. Obviously, this is not going to be the exact wording. This was just a mock-up. I will be, you will see this. Trade for skill, not money. I still believe in that 100%. That's going to be, that is and still is a cornerstone of what I do. So in a couple of weeks, we should drop it and should make everything easier for you, easier for me. The videos will be on, the members section where all you need is your password. You log in there, that's never going to change unless you change it. And I don't have to change the video passwords every month, just to protect the integrity of it. It'll be in the members section and only members will be able to get to it. And so I don't have to worry about, every month regenerating a new password and making sure everybody gets it. I know it gets frustrating. But look for this in a couple weeks. We're really close. This is as close as I've ever been. And I've been trying to do this since this time last year. For one reason or another, people fell through and didn't quite get to where it needed to be. It's right there. It's just a matter of tweaking a couple things and it should be live in a couple weeks. So keep your eye out for that. Also, I want to thank everybody that's turned in their assignments from the class yesterday. It's great. I can't wait to read them this weekend. I really appreciate it. And you guys are dedicated. If you take your time to do this and you don't get a grade for it, you don't get paid for it, but you're willing to invest that time in your future and in your education, that shows me what level of dedication you have right now, the level that you already have, you know, and that's awesome. So thank you guys, you know, and I will be getting back with you guys throughout the weekend as I read them. You know, I'm excited to get going on it. All right, well, the first trade I was looking at was FL. Now, when I first turned my platform on at, what time was it? 6:30, 7. FL was one of the only ones moving. It was probably closer to 6:30 or so. It was one of the only stocks moving. And so I popped and I looked at the chart. I looked at where it was trading. And of course, I saw this big gap right here. I'm like, wow, this is nice. You know, we're gapping down. So depending on where we open, we should get to the top of this gap. And boy, if we got through this gap, that would be icing on the cake. So I was trying to, you know, really get through this. Now in chat, I had the wrong candle. I was playing off this candle when it really should have been this candle. And I didn't realize it until, you know, after the close when I was doing this chart. And I used the automatic, you know, it automatically clicks to the chart. So it must have gone off of this versus this, and I didn't catch it. But, you know, 30 cents is 30 cents. It's not a big deal. But that's where you're going to see a discrepancy, and I'm going to point it out to you in a minute. But, you know, this I mean, I love this. We had room to the upside. We had room to the downside. And either way, you know, I was ready to trade this. So at the open, this thing did just what all the stocks have been doing to me over the last several weeks. Makes this huge sell-off move between 9 and 9:30. I mean, nice, solid price action. You know, we did have some choppiness in here, but nothing that would chop you out. And just a nice, beautiful move down going into the open. So what that does is it takes up a lot of the movement, or a lot of the profit potential at the open. But, you know, I tried to get in here under the pre-market low, trying to get an early start in this. It moved down, but it didn't get to my first target. It missed it by about 15 cents. It turned around, ran back, and stopped me out. Yeah, I could have taken it off here, but that's not what I'm trying to do. I've got a strategy, and it is, you know, based on my risk tolerance, my risk management, and I'm holding for my first target. Because if I don't, the trade then doesn't really make sense. But we missed it. We came back, stopped me out. So I waited until we got ready for another setup here and got in, covered some through the 5-minute opening range low, and, you know, covered some more here. But we were starting to turn. You know, the momentum felt like we were starting to turn. So I took it off here, waited for the rejection, reset, took it off here. Never did get to my second target. You know, we tried, but just couldn't get there. Ended up stopping out. Was supposed to stop out at break even, but the order kind of, you know, took me out. It had about 4 or 5 cent slippage. Now the other one I look at is really is what made me mad, but we'll look at that one here in a minute. So here's the time of the day, right at lunchtime, where I decide, okay, the stock has tried to make the move up. It's tried to push up, back up. You know, we couldn't get there. So I'm going to get short and look to ride this thing down the rest of the day. Now I'm looking for that trend continuation to last for the rest of the day. So I get in and let this thing work. Coming back out of lunch, we really aren't getting the sell-off I'm looking for. So end up covering some here, and then we get a huge bounce. And, you know, that takes me out around, let's see, 130. Yep, comes back and, you know, takes out the rest, break even. So, you know, that was it. And you can see this stock just found some strength and just went up the rest of the day. You know, we didn't sell off going to the other side. We did, let me see, wrong one. We did come down and tap this, but then got bought back up. And, you know, we actually ended the day bullish. Even though this is a red candle, we ended the day bullish. Because at one time, this was solid red. Now we just have a slither of red here. So this thing ended on an uptrend. So that was this trade. You know, was able to get about 270 out of it almost. So not bad. Just had that one, you know, misfortune here. And this was me not waiting. You know, this is me trying to rush and get in a position, you know, so that I could get more to move. And, you know, took that risk, but I managed my stop. I didn't let it run away from me. Yeah, I could have let it go and held on and it came back, but that's not smart. The smart thing to do was to stop out according to plan and then get back in and work it. So I was able to do it, you know, and make some money on it. So this next stock, JD, this was another one gapping down. And I said, you know, we were gapping down below the 90 day, or this is the 100 day. And we had the 200 right here. And then we had this ascending support that was coming up from, you know, December here. So this one really kind of gave me the idea that, hey, maybe this move will happen pre-market, and then I can move over to my main watch. I can just nail this move pre-market and then move on, because at the open, you know, we're going to have all of this to deal with. So I tried it. I got here at 9 and it just didn't work. You know, I thought we were coming down. We had got below yesterday's close. I thought we were coming down. We didn't. And I had to stop out. So I waited for it to push all the way back. As it pulled back, I got in, took profit here. And when we came up, let's see. So we came up. I had, you know, I took half off at $41.95. And then I had my the second one, you know, it only gave me a couple cent slippage. I got out at break even. So I wasn't going to hold it and let to see if it tests and all of that. That's, again, stuck to my plan. And it all was take your profit. If it doesn't follow through, you're going to take it off at break even and you try and lock in your profit. But this one, I took such a big hit. Well, not really a big hit. I think it was a little over $300 on this. But I only got to my first target on this. So I was able to cut into the loss, but, you know, I couldn't make it up. And I wasn't chasing this. This one did the same thing really did the same thing that FL did. When I came back to look at it, we were trending up. So there was no more plays for me. Now, the last trade I took was this NKTR. This one was making a solid run up. This had earnings today too, but didn't really have a big gap. And we were making, the big run up. So I was looking for this for a reversal. I was looking for it to make its run all the way up and then try to catch it when it starts to sell off. And that's pretty much what I did. Once we got under the moving averages, that's when I got in. I was not touching it up here. I wasn't going to touch it until we got under here. And that's, what I was telling everybody in chat. I didn't want this until we got under the 20. And I said, it looks like it's time to short this back to VWAP. So the goal was to get in it and ride it the rest of the day down to VWAP. And I was taking profit along the way. But then we, bottomed out here. I noticed the momentum shift and I took it off. And we, sure enough, moved all the way back to the 20. I got short again off the 20 and was looking to hold this for the rest of the day, going to the VWAP. Hit my first target right here at 101. But we started to push back up and had to take it off. Break even, had about 5 cents slippage on it, but that's fine. Take it off at break even. And then that was it for this stock. So pretty decent day, day trading. I took, I waited, was patient, with the exception of the very first trade, and just hit my marks. But the market was not giving a whole lot of follow through on moves today, at least on the stocks that I was looking at. But I was able to book profit. And so in the day trading account, 572.29. Not a bad day considering the market. Now SCG, this is the one I've been short in for the last, week or so. I was contemplating taking this off, but we had such a nice move today. We made a lower high, but we made a higher low. We had an inside candle. So I'm still pretty much up in the air. Setup wise, we're still in play. But the longer this thing goes sideways, the worse chance it has of doing what it's going to do. But I still, I haven't heard anything positive on this. Things are still bogged down here in South Carolina, so I'm still comfortable holding this. But this did take a lot of thought, and I did have to look at a lot of things before I made my decision. OLED, this is the other one that I was short from back here on this big gap down. And this is, what I want to do with FL. What I want to do with FL is once we got the gap down and then, trade the sell-off. And today, we kind of hung around for like 3 days. Yesterday, we hit our first target. This morning, we had gapped down below my second target. My second target was here around 124.50. We gapped down to like 124 and 123. So once it opened, let me see if I got the daily chart. Yeah, so once it opened, I went ahead and took profit around 120. I got it at 120.75. And that's when we bounced and we came all the way back. And so I was holding, waiting to see if we were going to get through this down to the 118 level. which is this one right here, this 118.47. I was looking to see if we were going to get there. But we didn't. Oh, where is it? But we didn't. And I ended up taking it off right at the close. I went ahead and closed it out. Because we already hit my final target. And it didn't make sense for me to leave it on after we had hit my target. I could always reset if I need to. But, locked in real decent profit. With the one from yesterday, we got over $2,300 on this trade. So not bad for a couple days work. And it really wasn't work. It was just a matter of getting in, finding the setup, and then just letting nature take its course. So real nice setup on this. Now VMW was disappointing today. You can see this is it's gap down, and I was excited about it. Gap down and looking for this thing to potentially fade, but I didn't get in this. I'm sorry. I got in this in my swing account. I wasn't getting it in my day trading account because this I wanted to hold all day. With the way this setup was, I felt I could get in and hold it throughout the rest of the day to where it would get to this level or even potentially through 110. And that was my plan. But it just didn't work out today. As soon as I got in, within a minute and a half, it dropped all the way to 113. Now, I calculated this. I was up over $1,000 at that point. But this was not the setup I was looking at. I was looking for this to grind its way down, over the course of the day. So when it did this, immediately, it caught me off guard, and I didn't take profit. It wasn't what I was looking for. So as I held this throughout the day, you can see we claimed the VWAP, we claimed this level on, this is the 60-minute chart. This is what I look at these trades on. And, I felt we couldn't get over this 118.36. The 9 was coming in real hard. And we started selling off pretty good at the close. But, I didn't want to hold it into the close and trading stops on it. And, I get kicked out. So, having to hold this over the weekend. So, I went ahead and took it off. Disappointing $154 loss. When I was up over $1,000 here. But like I said, I wasn't looking for the quick, hit. I wasn't day trading it on the opening range trade. I was trading it to hold all day for the sell-off. So had to eat that. Like I said, I'm still holding SCG. This number is crazy because, the ask price gets pulled. And, this thing can go up to, $8,000, $10,000 depending on what the ask price is sitting at. But this will come back down on Monday, provided we don't have a gap up. But, nothing looks promising for a gap up. So SCG is what I'll still be holding going into next week. So we ended the month on 195.75. So that it was a slight beat over January. January was 378.90. So it was a slight beat over last month. And for the week, we only did 37.13.25, and that was really on the strength of OLED finally working out. It took its sweet time, but it finally got to where we wanted it to go. And that helped me have a good week. And so for the quarter, what we did January and what we did February, we're up 33, 574, 65. And, this is why I'm not going back to my small account until after this quarter. I want to see where I will be at the end of this quarter. Now, based on the price action this week, it seems like things are slowing down and I might not have such a good week, a good month next month. Now, this Friday really helped it. Yesterday it was okay. It wasn't the best, but it was okay. Today was solid, but that was in swing trade. So we'll see if the swing trades help, boost this up. But I withdrew, my paycheck from February is real nice. Nicer than January's. So hopefully I can make March nicer than January and February. And that way I won't have any stress going into the second quarter. Now I can trade free. We can really, work some things out. But that's it for me for the week. I'll see you guys on Sunday morning for the swing trade watch list bill. Those of you that are looking to come to that. And if not, I will see you guys on Monday morning. So be safe, but enjoy your weekend. Make sure you put in a little bit of that study time, and we'll be ready to get back at it first thing Monday morning.